They're marketed as a natural high. Packets of feel-good herbal potions sold under names like Ultimate Exphoria, Herbal Ecstacy, and Cloud 9. Some communities are now trying to ban these types of products, citing the recent death in Florida of a college student who took one of them. But health-conscious Americans consume about $1 billion worth of herbal supplements a year. The preparations are supposed to help with everything from fighting insomnia to sunburn. The main ingredient in the product commonly called Herbal Ecstacy is ephedra, also known as ma huang, an herb that has been used for centuries in Chinese medicine to treat upper respiratory infections. Considered a mild stimulant, ephedra is also used as an appetite suppressant. It can be found alongside a dizzying array of other herbal preparations that purport to treat a multitude of health conditions. Among some of the more popular, echinacea, widely touted for boosting the immune system and warding off the common cold. Aloe vera, derived from the aloe plant, has long been used to treat minor skin conditions like sunburn and insect bites. It is often found in many commercial skin lotions. Chamomile is an extremely popular herb, usually prepared as a tea. Many people find it relaxing and helpful in calming an upset stomach. Ginkgo biloba, which comes from the ginkgo tree, is said to aid blood circulation and increase oxygen to the brain. It is often sold in health food stores as so-called brain food, in the belief that it promotes clear thinking. People with vision problems or wishing to maintain healthy eyes may turn to an herb commonly known as eye bright. And garlic isn't just for cooking anymore. Many people believe it is helpful in cleansing the body of toxins and other impurities. Likewise, ginseng is thought to have blood-cleansing properties. The ginseng root has been used for centuries to treat everything from arthritis to impotence. For those who suffer from indigestion, the tropical fruit papaya is said to contain an enzyme that helps break down food in the stomach. And kelp, which is a kind of seaweed, is a source of iodine and may help stimulate the thyroid gland. Many people also take it in the belief that it combats cellulite. Claims about many of the herbal remedies are based mostly on user testimonies rather than on scientific studies. Ephedra, the main herb in the feel-good pills, has been used for centuries. Marketers say that it is safe when taken as directed. Still, its recreational use is creating a backlash. Joining us on the telephone this morning is Keith Stern, who's owner of Eric's Magic Garden Herbals in Beverly Hills, California, which sells one of the controversial products. Thanks for speaking with us this morning, Mr. Stern.
My pleasure.
All right, tell me which product it is that your firm sells.
Well, we retail Herbal Ecstacy over the internet, and we have other herbal supplements as well, including Ritual Spirit, Nexus, and a product called Magic Mushrooms.
The family of the young man involved in this case in Florida, the young man who died after taking one of the products, that was not the product that you sell, so I wanted to make that distinction. But has this sort of controversy that's come up over these particular types of preparations, has that hurt your sales in any way?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, as the public's become more informed about these products, we've found that there's quite a bit more interest in products, and our sales are up probably about 30%.
So you say the public's become more informed about any risks, or more informed about the potential, the claims made about the use of these drugs?
Well, I think the public is better informed on both counts. I think they have certainly heard a lot more about the potential risks of abuse, that is, overusing the product, chronic use, taking too many of them. And at the same time, they've learned a little bit more about how these products can be helpful and beneficial to them.
What are the products supposed to do for you?
Well, they are mild stimulants along the lines of caffeine. They are sometimes used to make people feel better, feel more comfortable, tingly sensations, pleasant, warm feelings. And so they can be quite pleasant, quite fun.
I've read that some of the claims made about some of the products are that they induce some sexual stimulation, as well as giving you a sense of having a little more energy.
Right. Well, a lot of the products are based on herbs that have traditionally been used in societies around the world as aphrodisiacs and as stimulants.
Do you have any doubts about the safety of the products that you sell?
Well, we know that millions of people have used these products without any harmful effects. And we certainly would like to see as much scientific information as possible about all these products, and certainly we would want to know if there were any harmful effects. So far, we don't have any indications that there are.
Who buys this sort of product? You say that your sales are made on the internet. Who are your customers?
Oh, we think it covers a very broad spectrum of people. It's young people who are interested in it, older people, business people, truck drivers. I think it cuts across all society.
All right, Mr. Stern, we're going to ask you to hold on the line for us there in Beverly Hills as we continue our discussion of herbal highs and other natural remedies as well. Our next guests join us to consider whether these products are really drugs and what ought to be done if they are. Joining us from New York this morning, Dr. David McDowell, who's medical director of the Substance Abuse Clinic at Columbia University, and in Atlanta for us, Mark Blumenthal of the American Botanical Council, and we welcome you both. Let's start out, Mr. Blumenthal, with this notion about these sort of materials being used as drugs. Do you consider them drugs?
Well, it depends on how you want to look at it. The word drug comes from the old Dutch word droge, which means to dry, because they used to dry plants to make medicine. So in a sense, any dried plant used for medicinal purposes is a drug from a historical point of view. The question here is one about herbs and their proper uses. These products are being used for highs to get people feeling good, but herbal medicine is really about health. People use herbs for health purposes as natural medicines, not as getting high. And there's a responsible part of the herb industry that's very concerned about these herbal high products.
All right, we're going to make this separation a little bit later between herbal highs and other herbal remedies as well. But I want to talk further about the so-called herbal ecstasy, the high, the feel-good kind of pills. Dr. McDowell, do you have concerns about the safety of these highs?
Certainly I do. In fairly low doses, ephedrine, which is the main ingredient of these, can cause hypertension, can cause problems with bladder control, and can actually have fairly significant impact on people. And they're marketed in an irresponsible way to get young people to take them, and they're marketed in a way that the people who take them...
Irresponsible because of the claims made about them?
Irresponsible in the sort of seductive marketing and package that they're targeted towards.
Young people.
Yes, yeah.
Mr. Stern, how would you respond to that on the telephone line with us from California? Do you think that your products are marketed in an irresponsible way? Are you concerned for young people who might be taking them?
We don't think it's irresponsible to offer a product that is simply fun and not in the traditional fashion marketed as something that must be healthful in order to be sold. We think the public wants products that are fun, but we figured when we started marketing an herbal supplement on that basis that the powers that be would use isolated incidents as an excuse to exert their power and control. And we just hope an informed public will be able to maintain their recently won freedom of choice in this area.
Dr. McDowell, we talk about these materials containing ephedrine or ephedra. The herbal version of this is ephedra, right? I mean, is there a chemical distinction between these two?
No, there isn't. I mean, as you know, many chemicals from a whole variety of medicines come from herbs, and some of our best remedies and our best treatments come from natural sources. What I'm talking about is that there aren't adequate warning labels, that there isn't an understanding and a public awareness of some of the dangers that can happen with these things. And Peter Schlendorf, who was the young man who died in Florida earlier this year, unfortunately by reports, took 8 of these supplements, and according to the medical examiner's report, that was the cause of death.
Mr. Stern, are there warnings on your product?